Hi, welcome to Nia's Perspectives, to another episode of the My Life with Money series. We are at episode 5. So again, make sure you're hitting that like and subscribe button. When you hit like and subscribe, you let YouTube know that I'm bringing content, I'm dropping gems, and you don't want me to stop. So make sure you let them know by liking and subscribing. So we're going to go ahead and get started. You want to go ahead and introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Alicia Stingley. I am the founder and owner of Financial Formation, LLC.
Oh, okay. Where are you from?
I am from Milwaukee. Actually, I was born in Chicago. Let me back
Really?
that up. So I'm a Chicago girl. Yes, Cabrini Green.
Oh, okay. My best friend, she grew up in Cabrini Green. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but my mama got me out of there when I was 2.
Smart woman. Smart woman.
Right? And moved me here to Milwaukee. So I grew up here in Milwaukee.
Oh, cool, cool. So tell us a little bit about yourself, like your hobbies, your interests,
Okay. Well, let's see. I love all things money. It truly is a hobby.
My kind of girl.
Right. But outside of that, I love to sing, and I'm not one of those people that just like to sing. I do a pretty good job. And I love to dance. So I dance and love all kind of music, any kind of music. It doesn't matter. I'm going to dance to it. And another hobby are my 3 grandchildren. They're 6, 3, and 7 months. So that's what I love to do. And also football, but I'm kind of going through withdrawal right now. But, and really any kind of sport. I love watching sports.
Oh, cool. I love to dance. I will dance all day.
Yep, me too.
Mm-hmm. Do you are you still working like a 9 to 5, or do you only?
No, I haven't worked. Well, I haven't worked a 9 to 5 since last August. I worked one job as a financial educator and advisor from like April of 2015 to like September of 2017. Mm-hmm. And then I quit that job. And I started my own business, and then I kind of got recruited back to working again. And I did that for like 6 months. And I realized the entrepreneurial journey is really where I'm at, it wasn't punching a clock, but, having to be somewhere and somebody being in control of my time. I really struggle with that. I've always struggled with that. I have never had any complaints about my job performance. It's always been my attendance. It's always been my timeliness. It's like, it's 8. I'm gonna be here at 8.
Like every day?
Every day?
8 every day.
Lunch is 12 to 12:30 every day.
Right, I'm gonna try.
I struggle with that, especially when I worked in a call center.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, right. When they say 8, they mean they want you there at 7:55, ready to.
Exactly.
Whatever.
That's what they really mean.
Yeah, that was a struggle. So no, I've been a full-time entrepreneur. I'd say since 2017, pretty much. But I did have that little stint in there when I went back to work because somebody asked me.
Mm-hmm. But it's kind of good you did. You have no regrets this way. You tried it again. You gave it that last college try, if you want to call it that. So no. So if somebody tried to come back this time, you'd be like, no.
Exactly. And what I learned, because as I mentioned, I was a financial advisor and financial educator, and I really, really loved doing that. But in doing that, I realized and I saw the disparity between, people of color, white people, men, women, the upper echelon, the lower, and it really developed in me a burden to help the disadvantaged, the marginalized, the minority, the regular folk. Mm-hmm. So that's really why I started my business, financial coaching. And so it is a corporate wellness aspect to it, as well as coaching and helping Generation X women make, manage, multiply their money. Mm-hmm. And so that's how that came about to be for me.
And it's needed. It's needed because we're always just pushed into work a job. And it's nothing wrong with working a job, because I myself still work one, but it's just not enough.
Right.
And it's not going to ever get you to that point. Like, you're constantly working it with those hopes and dreams to be able to have more time to spend with your family, have more time for vacations, you know, fathom of retirement that's not in your 70s. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But it's just not enough by itself with everything constantly rising, healthcare costs, rent, like it's just not. So you need that. You need somebody like you in that space that can teach people, like I say, how to make chess moves with your money and not chess.
Yes.
You know
I like
what I mean?
that.
You do. That's what I tell people. I want to play chess with my money. Okay, I'm tired of playing checkers.
All right. I like that.
Were you always into money?
More strategic.
Exactly, and that's what it's really about. Being strategic.
Yep.
Money is a tool.
That's
Money
right.
is a tool, so it's about how you use it. So it's great that you. I'm happy. I love to see people coming in the field. You know, I teach about money too, but it's just certain people that need it, and especially like the people that you're catering to, they have the money.
Yeah.
They have it. It's just they don't know what to do with it. So that's where you come in. Like, so we'll definitely leave her information, and I'll put it down in the description. So if you need to reach out to her, or you need her services, you need to learn how to play chess with your money, I'll make sure I drop that down there so you can reach out to her and get your money together, because we need that. Money is important. No problem. So, like, did you get financial education when you were younger, or like?
You know, I was one of those kids that was just genuinely just always good with money, right? Nice. Nobody really had to tell me. I don't know how, but I was one of those, even when it came down, this is going to date me, but even when it came down to like the now and later, I literally would eat some now and save some for later.
I don't do that. That
was me, right?
I still don't do that.
That is me. And don't nobody else come asking me for none later, because you should have saved some too.
That was yourself.
Right. That was me. And also even making money. I was the cookie queen in Girl Scouts, just always selling the most. I've just always had that in me. It's always been there.
That's good.
Right. And then, and I was the type, when I went to college, I was like, did research on scholarships, and I would see how, people, they would recommend people not going to debt. So I was like, okay, well, I'll go to the school that I ain't got to have no debt.
Yes,
so I didn't have any debt with undergrad. Now we ain't talking about grad school, but that was undergrad.
Same thing here. With undergrad, I am debt free. I paid it out of pocket between grants. When it came to undergrad, I was like, you know what? And then it's kind of better because you don't want to have to focus on that. Undergrad, you needed to be able to focus. So yes,
and it was a wonderful experience. Yep. And so I stayed here in Milwaukee and went to Marquette, even though I could have gone other places. I was like, I don't want to have this debt. I didn't get caught up in the credit card debt. I didn't do any of that. I didn't get caught up in the, getting a card. No, that was just me. Just because I did research. That's always just been me.
Okay.
However, that doesn't mean I haven't had my challenges,
Oh, yeah, we all do.
Right? Exactly. And I've always just respected. I've always had a respect for money. And again, I don't know where that came from because I wasn't taught it. What was emulated for me was work hard, because I had parents who were blue collar. Dad was a machinist, mom was a respiratory therapist. They worked the opposite shifts, so somebody was always home, right? That typical, right, kind of family. And, but we always had nice things. I don't know where they came from all the time, right? But we always had nice things. We took family vacations. And so that's just kind of what was modeled for me. I didn't see them really talking about money or anything like that until, giving a little bit of my backstory, until my stepdad got addicted to drugs. And then when he got addicted to drugs and started, selling stuff, the car, the stuff in the house, and taking his check, our whole lives changed. And that's when I really learned the value of hard work and money. And I, whereas a lot of those things were just a given, the nice stuff, I had to work for it. And I learned even more to work. And I have always worked hard ever since then, because I saw my mother do it and I saw her struggle. And, I, in myself, wanted to take that burden off of her. you know, and having to ask her for stuff. So I just worked hard on my own, and I started out as an entrepreneur. I started out doing hair. You know,
Nice.
that's what I did. You know, it was illegal,
Yeah.
you know, to make money from it in high school.
True. I mean, but we all like.
But hey, we all did it, right? Did some prison curls and some Jerry curls.
Like, if you really want to be honest, technically, if you find $1 on the street and you don't report it to the IRS as income, technically, you know what I mean? So, like, at some point, we all
have. I know, right? When I found out it was illegal, I stopped doing it. So, okay. But so I made money that way. And then, you know, we're taught to go to college, get a good job, get a good retirement, and so forth. So that's kind of the trajectory that I was on, you know, and that's what I did. And then I became a stay-at-home mom, because that's what my mom did for the first few years of our lives. And that's kind of what I modeled as well. And still always having the nice things, taking care of the money. I had no trouble living off the one income. Oh, back up. When I first got out of college, I worked in pharmaceutical sales and made a whole lot of money.
Yes. I used to work at a doctor's office. We used to love the drug reps. We ate
yes. That was, can you imagine that at 22? Oh my gosh, that was the awesome
drug reps used to come and they'd buy us lunch. They give us all these cool little pins and gadgets.
Yep, that's what I used to do. Set up the little golf outings and stuff.
Exactly. We used to love the drug reps.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. And so I when my husband and I got married, we didn't live off of that income. We only lived off of his income. That was my idea, right?
That's smart.
Right? So again, this has just always been there, you know? So we never got used to living off of my income. And so my income was just saved, put more away for retirement for me, had a savings to put the 25% down on a home, and things like that. So that's what we did. And went along, stayed home. Then I just worked part-time, you know, because I had 4 kids, and wanted to be at home with them. And so when at one point, my husband wound up losing his job. And it became, you know, and then I went to work full-time. And I made quite a lot less than he did. And so we wound up having to spend all the retirement money, you know, the IRAs, the 401ks, the stocks, the bonds, the mutual funds, the CDs. We took out an equity loan. Then we lived off of credit cards. Then stuff started being repossessed and foreclosed, and tax liens and judgments and welfare and all it just, the house of cards just came tumbling down. You know, of no fault of my own, right? Okay, I'm all good.
But see, that's how it is. That's how life is. Like, and that's one of the reasons why you do save and you do put it away when you have it, when you're able to. So when it does hit, you have something, you know, because you can never. I mean, they know what they say. If you want to hear a joke, tell us your plans, because you can plan your life all you want to, but
that wasn't part of the plan, right? You know, and so then eventually wound up, you know, getting divorced, not because of that fully, but, you know, getting divorced and, you know, having to do bankruptcy. So I've had this up and down kind of relationship with money, but still through that, I still respected my money. It wasn't the money fault. It just wasn't there.
Absolutely.
Well, you know, I did have, like I said, we had the savings put aside. So it kind of, like you said, it was there. I took care of it. It took care of me as long as it could, right? And then it ran out. That's all there is. There was no more. And so then it was really a challenge, and I had to go back to that. I'm a hustle and I'm a work mode, you know? And so then now I'm a single mom, 4 kids in high school, then college. So I'm working 2 jobs. I'm selling my plasma. I'm like,
I'm just what you gotta do.
Do what you got to do.
Do what you gotta do.
I went back and got 2 master's degrees, and an MBA in finance and a master's in human resources. Part of why I did that was to kind of elevate myself again, my career journey.
Yeah, make you more marketable.
Exactly. And another reason I did it was because that was extra, the loans was a little extra income to help me.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, when you have kids in college, they say what your estimated family contribution supposed to be. Yeah, really? I'm like, how y'all come up with this number? I'm a single mama with 4 kids.
I have a daughter in college now, so yes, I
You
completely
know, right? So where do
understand.
you think I'm gonna come up with that? So my loans helped pay for them, you know, because you know how a lot of parents wind up taking out loans.
Yep.
So in a sense, I did through my own college education.
Mm-hmm.
So that right now, so through that, I did get a better job. That's what helped me. You know, the MBA is what helped me get the financial advisory and the financial education jobs, kind of moved me forward. And when I worked that job, I made a very, very good income, nice 6-figure income. And I lived off of half of it because I always still had that mindset of you just never know, right? I am not going to be caught unawares. And so I lived off of half of my income with the goal of when I quit, I would start a business and, have that money. And that's kind of what I did with that little, except for that little stint in there. I can we pause? All right. Yeah, because what I've learned too from back then is that a lot of times when people make more money, they just spend more money. And that's called
I tell people all the time, making more money is not going to solve your problem.
Nope. Just going to give you more money to spend.
Exactly.
Right? If you don't have that saving and investing mentality, when you make more money, you still not going to have that saving and investing mentality. If you don't have a respectful relationship with your money when you make 50,000, you're not going to have a respectful relationship with your money when you make 100 or 200,000 unless you do something in between there to make a change, to make a transformation, to make a transition. And part of that, I always say the first step to transformation is transparency. You got to be real with yourself, right?
Transparency. A word today.
Information. Don't think because you got to get real with yourself, first of all. Be transparent, be open. And then if you need help, be transparent with somebody else who can help you get that help, right? Oftentimes we want to struggle alone. We want to think we can figure it out. No, you can't, because if you could, you would have did it, right?
Exactly.
And so when you get to the point where you know you can't, you at a roadblock,
Right. When do you get to the point you're tired of struggling? Like you're tired of struggling with your money. You're tired of not knowing where the money at. I always tell people on Monday, you sitting there like, okay, so I went to the store. I spent $15. Like it still add up. You looking at your bank account like, okay, it did add up. I did do this. Like where did it go?
Right, but as you know, you got to tell your money where to go.
Yes, ma'am.
Otherwise, you're going to wonder where it went. Yeah. So tell your money where to go ahead of time. Have a place for where your money should go. Now, some people it works to have every dollar, right? Zero sum, every dollar, I'm a little past that, I done graduated a little bit. And I'll say that because I have a pot of money that I know I have to spend for a week, and I spend it on what I want to spend it on. If I spend more on food, then that means less on entertainment. If I spend more on entertainment,
exactly. That's all that means.
I got $150 for food. I got $50 for this. I don't need to do that. I know I got the $500 in a period, and however I spend it, if it's my lashes this week, if it's a massage next week, that's all I got. There ain't no more, ain't nothing going on no credit card. I ain't taking out no loan. I ain't borrowing whatever. That's it. And I figure it out like that. But for some people, especially starting out, and especially if you have just, as long as you continue to have struggle, you might need to, $150 for food, that's it. 50 for entertainment, that's it. It's whatever works for you. Exactly. But the bottom line is you got to have some plan. You got to have that plan, and then you have to have a strategy. Creating wealth takes more than just a plan. It takes strategy. You have to know, because you can't save your way to wealth. Because typically savings is just delayed consumerism. It's just delayed spending. Typically what we save it to spend later. So that doesn't create wealth. So we kind of have a little bit of a mind shift from being a consumer to being an investor, investing in whatever it is, real estate, a business, stocks, bonds, mutual, whatever. It's invest.
Yeah, and that's what I normally tell people, like, because people who are having, problems with spending and they're trying to learn how to save, and I'm having them save, I'm telling them, if you say you want to be an investor, while you're building this money, you need to be researching investing, learning about investing. So when you get to it, like you say, you don't just go spend it. Now you've built up that knowledge where you know where you're going to do with this money now.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Because like you say, it's true. You will. You're like, oh, well, I do have this $10,000 sitting over there. I could.
Exactly.
So that's true. That's true.
It also helps you too when you're even saving for something or you have investing as a goal or whatever. It helps you be more intentional on a daily basis as to how you're spending your money, right? Then you might say, well, do I really want them shoes? Or that could be, some stock and some blank or whatever. Or that could be
these stocks been cutting up.
No, right? Right. And again, I'm one of those people, I don't believe it ain't nothing wrong with the shoes and the lattes. You will never hear me say, because Alicia do her shoes and her lattes.
I say the same thing.
It's within my little, like we thought, it's still within my little plan. I still done saved, invested, my debt taken care of, and so forth, right? So I can spend how I want to spend. I spend guilt-free because I have them strategies in place for myself.
Nice. And that's how you got to do it. I'm with you. I am with you. So how would you describe your current relationship with money?
I love money.
I got a thing going on.
We got this thing. Yes. It's copacetic. We just groove. We vibe, because I always tell people, wealth is more than just about money, right? Wealth is about relationships. It's about.
I didn't know you was going to take us to church today.
Yes. Wealth is about relationships. It's about your relationship first with God, with yourself, with other people, and with your possessions. You got to love and take care of and respect all of that, right? You don't, like, for example, if you say you love your kids, how do you show that love? You spend time with them. You listen to them. You communicate, right? You want to meet their needs. You want to know what makes them happy and so forth. And you try to do that as much as you can with some discipline, right? It's all mixed in together, but it's communication, it's respect. Well, same way with money. Why is money any different? Same way with our clothes, our car. We got to take care of our car. We got to take care of our house. We can't not put no gas and oil in it and think it's going to take care of us when we go to start it up. It just don't work that way, right? It's the same way with money. You got to cultivate that relationship. You got to spend some time with it. You got to get to know it. Right? You got to learn how to make it do what it do. You got to know what it want to do. And then, you know what I mean? You got to respect it. And I know that sounds a little funny to people. But
it's the truth.
It is.
It's the absolute truth.
You know what? I love paying my bills. And every time I say to people, like, what do you mean? I love paying my bills. Why? Because I got the money.
Exactly.
My bills are all paid automatic. All of them. All of them. And it's like, I don't even, because I'm an entrepreneur. I don't know when payday is. It don't matter what's my bills are paid. I know they get. How do I know? Because I have passive income coming in that covers all my bills. Okay, so it's all on autopilot, and it's just a freeing way to live. I don't get stressed when it's time to pay for bills. I don't get stressed if they say you need new brakes. First of all, when people say brakes are not an unexpected expense, brakes should not be in out of your emergency fund. That's not an emergency, people. Brakes should be planned for because
car maintenance. Yeah, you got to get your brakes done just like an oil change. It's just part of car maintenance. Absolutely.
It's part of your budget.
Agreed.
Right? Right. You should not have to go on the credit card. I'm sorry, I just had to load it in, but true. So I don't, just having that freedom, and I just have a passion to help people live that same way.
Yes, ma'am. We share that passion. We share it. We do.
It's I took a whole year and all I did was travel the world.
I would like to do that. I can't do that yet.
Because I had the money to do that. I did no debt in doing that. I didn't have any, the only debt I have is some student loans and my house.
Baby, we could do a whole nother interview about student loans.
But
we're not gonna bring that negativity into
okay.
this. We're not gonna bring that negativity.
We're gonna keep that over there. But if they decided to wipe them out, I would be okay with that.
Okay, man.
But that in my house is my only debt. So yeah.
And it's just a different feeling. Like you said, it's very free in life, less stress. We got enough stuff to stress about.
That's right.
Like take some of that stress out of your life. So you mentioned passive income. So let's talk more about different types of income and like ways that people can use, like, nothing wrong with having a job. Like I said, I have a job, but I have other streams of income coming in. My job is not the only money hitting my accounts.
Right.
So let's talk about other types of income.
Okay, there are 7, some people say 8, but 7 or 8 main ways of, of types of income. One is earned income. You earn it. You're trading time for dollars, right? That's most of us in our jobs. Then there's profit income, which is you either have a business and, or you sell something. You can, if you sell, I don't know, some shoes or whatever, that's some profit. Or you have a business, you invest something and you get you get some money back, you have a profit. That's a type of income. And then there's also rental income. Most of us know about that. I don't have any of that. That's on my to-do.
Same here.
Right, then there's royalty income. I have to write them down when thinking about. There's royalty income where you do something once, maybe like write a book or whatever, and you're kind of getting royalty income from that, or some music that people do or whatnot. There's that type of income. Then there is capital gains income. So that's the income you get if you sell an investment. Then there's dividend income. That's the income you get from stocks. There's interest income. That's the type of income that you get from bonds. And then lastly, there's a number of different types of residual type of income. So I think I hit them all, but those are the main types of income.
Right. So it's many ways. It is many ways. Well, there are many ways that you can bring in income. Like, it's no reason to stick to one. It's no reason to say you have to go with this one, you have to go with that one. You research, figure out which ones could work for you, and get that money. Get the money.
That's right. And it depends on your interests. And what I recommend for people too is that a lot of times, if you're working your full-time job, and a lot of times people have a side hustle, which also takes a lot of if it takes a lot of time and energy and effort, you really want to at some point cultivate an income that's just not going to take a lot of effort all the time. It might take a lot of effort up front. For example, creating courses. For example, that's one thing that that I do. And then another is creating like low content books. That's another one. So it takes a lot of effort up front, but then on the back end, that money is just coming in, without me, am I saying just doing some advertising or whatever, and it's just coming in. So I did a lot of work up front on it, right? But now that's that passive income. And the dividend income, I invested in the stocks. That dividend income just comes from those investments. And a lot of people for, like rental income. Now to me, rental income is kind of a hybrid, because unless you
have a property manager,
you working. It ain't no just, and you gotta find people sometime to get your money and
exactly.
Work. That's work still.
It is.
It's worth it.
It is.
Right? But I'm not gonna say if, when
I want a property manager.
4 family or 8 family, I'm gonna have a property manager.
Same here. I don't want.
Right. I'll just sign the checks, whatever. I don't want to have to do all of that collecting and the pipes break. I don't want to do. I just this is not my thing. right?
Same here, same here.
I want that income. I want to mix that income in there too, right? So yeah, so I have quite a few of those incomes going on.
Yes, good stuff, good stuff. So you said that you have a business, the Financial Formation. What does your business do for your clients or your customers?
Financial Formation, we are a financial services firm, and we provide speaking, coaching, and advising to women workplaces and communities around the country. I was doing it face-to-face prior to COVID. Now most of it has transitioned to be online. So I've kind of had to pivot that way. And I also do have like a publishing, which I don't really talk about much or market much, which I think that's going to change. But with my journals and planners and things like that I have, and some workbooks for kids, and I'm going to be putting some more of those out there. So that's another business that I have. But primarily, I'm focusing on the financial formation now. I have a really nice community, financial formation community for women, empowering women to make, manage, and multiply money. I really like my community, and thank you for being a part of it. Contributing to it, right? So yeah, and I just welcome, all women, even women who are in the financial services industry, real estate business, whatever, just come in and, we just kind of collaborate with one another, help, one another. Because again, it's collaboration over competition. I always,
absolutely,
right? Because what's for me is for me, what's for you is for you.
And nobody can stop you from getting it. If it's
right.
meant for you, it's meant for you.
That's right. And I always say too, people may, you have to know, like, and trust whomever you choose to be your coach, or mentor or teacher. And some people may resonate with you more than they resonate with me. I'm a little older, I'm a little, whatever. I don't know. They might not like light-skinned, halfway bald head girls. I don't know, whatever. So they might not like the way I talk, the way I look, whatever, right?
Right.
But they might resonate a little more with you. So that's why I'm like, come on in, what you got going on?
Right.
Right? I don't care. I just
and that's how it should be. Like team together, each achieves more. Not only that, like, you focus on investing. You know what I mean? And I focus more so on budget and saving. Like,
right. So good.
Exactly. Like, everybody, and then everybody doesn't have the same target market that they go, like, it's just so many factors and so many reasons that don't just make somebody your competition. And like you say, even if you are in the same niche, I always think about the analogy that I heard when I first got in business: walk down the bread aisle. It's so many different types of brands of bread, but what do? You got the bread that you like, and you have the reason that you like it, so you go to the bread that you like. That don't have nothing to do with the other bread. So same thing with your business. Just because we provide the same thing does not mean anything. Like you say, somebody might prefer me, somebody might prefer you. It's no reason to compete. Like,
that's right.
It's not like, and it's too much energy it takes. I want to put that energy in my business. I don't want to put that energy into trying to compete with somebody else.
And another thing that's a lack mentality. That's a scarcity mentality. Because when you think you're taking mine, or there's just this much, and if you get a bigger piece of that, then that means I get a smaller piece of that. No, babe, let's make a bigger pie.
Yes, exactly.
Right? We can create more, and right, or whatever. So that's my philosophy too, right? So when we're thinking that we're in competition, so if you get that customer and I don't, then that's you taking from me. No, there's enough. There's enough.
That customer wasn't meant for me.
Exactly. There's enough.
Right. It's so many people. How many people are in the world?
Right. I don't know, 7 billion or something.
Exactly. So that's just one person that you didn't get. Do you have any freebies that you're currently offering?
Well, I'm actually going to be offering a summit coming up on the 23rd through the 28th. And I've been trying to do the graphic for myself. I just went ahead and had to pay somebody. I'm like, that's not my zone of genius. So I just had to give it up. But so it should have been advertised by now, but hopefully by the end of the day, it'll be up in my group.
Oh, okay.
It's a summit, Invest and Trade Summit is what I'm calling it. And it's 6 days, 6 different experts. I start on August 23rd. It'll all be 6 p.m. in my group. I'll be talking about stock investing. Investing is different from trading. So I'll be talking about stock investing. And then Monday night, I have Courtney Richardson, the Ivy investor, talking about cannabis investing.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and then Tuesday night, I have Dr. LaCorey Meadows. She's talking about stock trading, again, which is different from investing. Investing is my thing.
Exactly. Investing is my thing. I don't have the emotional ability to be a trader.
Right. But I want to learn. That's me. I want to learn all of it. So, yeah. And then Wednesday, I have Stephanie White Redmond. She'll be talking about options, trading options.
Nice.
Then Thursday night, I have Linda Faye White. She will be talking about trading Forex.
Oh, nice.
And then Friday night, I have
that sounds like a nice one. Make sure you send me the information so I can share it too.
And then I have somebody literally doing it right now. And then Friday night, I have Michelle, a lady named Michelle Renee, who will be talking about investing in cryptocurrency and metals.
Oh, that's going to be a dope summit. It's covering all the
everything.
Yes, it's covering everything.
All brown women. So
yeah, I love it. I mean, and that's how I am. If you go to my website, that's all you'll see.
Yep.
Every stock image, every mock-up, everything, because I feel like we get so used to not seeing ourselves that I wanted to make sure if you come, you see yourself in my site, like, because that's what I look like.
Yes, and see that we can do it. We can do it.
Exactly. Like that's what I look like. So I want people who are like me. I want to help them.
Right. Exactly. Absolutely.
Definitely. So do you want to share like your social media, talk about the group? So if people, if they want to join a group, your Facebook, website.
Yes, my website is financialformation.com. I do have a quiz there. I have a little ebook on there as well. And then in my group is Financial Formation Community on Facebook. It's for women on all things money, empowering you to make, manage, and multiply your money. And then let's see, I have LinkedIn, Financial Formation as well, and Facebook. You want to hit me up there. But yeah, I'm really excited about this summit. So if you join the group, you'll be able to participate in that.
Exactly. Yes. And I will have all of that information in the description box of this video. So if you want to join the group, if you want to make and multiply your money, which I'm sure you do, because we all do. So make sure that you can join the group, and then I'll have all her information so you can reach out to her. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe and share this video to everybody. And thank you so much for joining us and sharing your journey. I feel like it'll be inspiring to a lot of people.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
No problem.